Welcome to Civil War Digital Digest. I'm Will. Well, through the digest, we talk about how you can find a greater connection to the Civil War, and this is a great place to do it. We're at a museum today. We're in Eaton Rapids, Michigan, at Michigan's GAR Memorial Hall and Museum. And my friend Jim Pahl is with me, who's on the board of directors here.
Yes.
But we're going to talk about a different organization, and we're going to talk about the Sons of Union Veterans. Jim, tell me what the Sons of Union Veterans are.
Sons of Union Veterans of Civil War is an organization for descendants of Union Civil War veterans, soldiers, sailors, Marines, and the Revenue Cutters Service. We're the direct heirs of the Grand Army of the Republic, which is the veterans organization started by the veterans in 1866. The Sons was formed in 1881 as kind of, first of all, a cadet corps for the Grand Army to help carry on their traditions. You had to be a Civil War veteran to join the Grand Army, so when the last soldier died off, that organization ceased to exist. Yet the Sons of Union Veterans of the Civil War carries on those works today to keep alive that memory.
Including keeping this museum up and going.
That's one of the things we are involved in.
Okay.
Yes.
And so you're a member of the Sons. Tell me about your role in the Sons.
I originally joined Cortinius Guard Camp 17 in Sunfield, Lansing area back in 1982. I run up through the ranks. I was camp commander. I became department commander and eventually rose to commander-in-chief, 2006-2007. I've been national treasurer for 4 years. I'm currently the national parliamentarian, and I publish the Banner, which is the quarterly journal of the Sons of Union Veterans.
Well, okay, talk to me a little bit. You carry on the work of the Grand Army as the Sons. Talk to me. What do members of the Sons do?
We try to keep alive, or keep green, the memory, as we say, of those Union Civil War veterans, cataloging and marking appropriately all of their graves, keeping track of the monuments, where they're at, what condition they're in. Do we need to contact property owners to try to help restore monuments? And we keep track of that. And we are also erecting new monuments here and there to the Union and the effort that they took to keep the country whole.
How is the Sons organized at a local level?
At the camp level, that is the local group, so you belong to a local camp, and that's where the basic work gets done. Walk the cemeteries, review the monuments, look for Grand Army of the Republic records in your area.
Okay, and talk to me, how do you engage the community?
My camp runs an educational seminar in the off months. We bring in outside speakers. We'll get 80 to 100 people come in and listen to these educational programs. We go into the schools with educational programs, demonstrations. We make awards to Eagle Scouts when they reach that rank. We're very supportive of the ROTC program. We march in parades. We do ceremonies. We invite the public to rededicate monuments.
So, Jim, I know to be a full member of the Sons, you have to draw direct descendancy to a veteran honorably discharged from the Union during the Civil War.
Correct.
Tell me about yours.
John Lott Boyer is from Pleasant Lake, Indiana. He enlisted in Company A of the 29th Indiana in late 1861. Served 3 years, was wounded at the Battle of Chickamauga, and eventually drew a pension from that wound. Served in the battles of Shiloh, Tennessee, Stone Rivers, and at Chickamauga also. Came back to Indiana after the war and eventually moved to Coldwater, Michigan.
Well, Jim, you've talked a lot about what the Sons do at the local level, what the opportunities are. If I join the Sons, what opportunities do I have to travel nationally or see other experiences?
I think the biggest thing for me is Remembrance Day in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania in November of each year. November 19th, 1863 was the date that Abraham Lincoln delivered the Gettysburg Address, and we travel out there each year and have been for the last almost 60 years to commemorate the delivery of that address. There's a huge parade through town, uniformed reenactors from all over the place. The head of the parade will be finished before the end of the parade begins, from downtown Gettysburg out to the battlefield. We'll break off and do commemorative ceremonies at the Grand Army of the Republic Monument in Ziegler's Grove. The Michigan boys will split off and go do ceremonies at the Michigan monuments. We have quite the van load that we take down every year and stay at a local hotel and take a tour and just have a great time together.
Sounds like a lot of fun. I assume you're going to tell me that men from other states do the exact same thing and come in.
Oh, absolutely, from all over. Mostly east of the Mississippi, but we have them from all over. In the spring, in April, we go to Springfield, Illinois, to the grave of Abraham Lincoln and commemorate services there on the date of his assassination. We always have our national encampments. They're at various places around the country.
Great. Well, we've talked about a lot of things. What's your favorite thing about being a member of the Sons? You've been it a long time.
The camaraderie with the men in the order. These have become basically my best friends over the years across the country, from California to Maine and Michigan to Florida. You work with these men all year long. I'm a member of the council administration. We meet 3 or 4 times a year. We're in almost daily contact by email, and you just get to know these guys, and the camaraderie and the fellowship with them is one of the highlights for me of the Sons of Union Veterans.
Oh, fantastic. As you find connection, what happens if you're a woman? And you have a family ancestor who you're passionate about, how can you commemorate that within the Sons?
There is an auxiliary organization, the auxiliary to the Sons of Union Veterans of the Civil War, where my daughter, perchance, is a member of that. There's also the Daughters of Union Veterans of the Civil War, a totally separate organization. We call ourselves the Allied Orders. They're both officially recognized by the Grand Army to carry on the work. The Women's Relief Corps, the auxiliary to the Grand Army, still exists today, as does the Ladies of the Grand Army of the Republic, another contemporary organization to the Grand Army.
Okay, so where the Sons are a new organization and the Grand Army passed with the last veterans, the ladies' organizations are a direct line in the same organization.
Yes, they are.
Okay. How old are Sons? How old do you have to be to join the Sons?
We accept junior members as young as 8 years of age. I have a grandson who can't wait to join and do Papa stuff with Papa.
That'll be fantastic.
And then when you turn 14, you become a full member. And there's a whole gamut. I just saw the statistics. We have members in their 80s and 90s.
Well, great. Anything else you want to tell us about the Sons?
It's like I said, the work that we do, I think, is highly valuable to all veterans to know that they're going to be remembered, the sacrifices they made. There's always going to be a group out there that will make sure that their memory does not become forgotten. And that's what we like to do with our Civil War ancestors.
Great. Well, Jim, thank you for welcoming us. I know you're on the board here and for hosting us. And thanks for sharing the story of the Sons of Union Veterans. There's so many ways to connect with Civil War history. Maybe it's a book, maybe it's a museum, maybe it's living history, maybe it's looking at your ancestor and joining an organization like the Sons of Union Veterans of the Civil War. Take a look around, find a connection. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.